So yeah, guys, as you know, I don't take no days off when it comes to working out. And for me, the first thing in the morning is where you build your confidence. That's where I build my confidence. Because you know how you build your confidence? If you like what you see in that mirror in the morning, man, you don't look, when you look in that mirror, if you don't like what you see, man, you're gonna have a long day. The first thing you gotta do is love yourself.
As far as working out,
What's up, everybody? And as you guys know now, I don't take any days off. I run every day. I work out every day. So I run. So basically, guys, I don't take any days off. As far as like working out, every morning I run, and every day I lift weights. Because every day you're gaining and losing confidence. So the best way to build your confidence is liking what you see in that mirror. And if you wake up every day and you look fat, you out of shape, and you don't feel good about yourself, you ain't gonna want to do anything. First thing you want to do is get up, start burning some calories. Get that body in motion, and you'll see, you'll change that image of yourself. You'll start building your confidence. People think you do this just for vanity. Nah, I'm doing this to build my brain, to build my confidence. Because you got to be able to control your brain. Because you got to tell it where you want to go and how to get there. Because if not, you're going to be like a rudderless ship with no destination. Still got that little dry cough. Nothing like starting the week on a positive note. That's the best thing about a good run. You gotta remember, you gotta do it. You can't ever quit, man. Once you start, you can't ever quit. You gotta have the discipline. One thing that happens when you don't ever quit is that your brain changes. Because your mind is saying, yo, this dude is not going nowhere. This dude we can't stop this dude. Your brain just changes, yo. That's why you gotta find a way to put your body and your mind in suffer mode. So, because your body and your mind ain't used to it, but then it starts to get used to it. And once you get used to something, man, once you get it, you become unstoppable. Yo, I definitely equated working out to struggle. Through self-discipline, through repetition, through the suffering, I started to build my mind up. I knew every day I was gonna do something that sucks every day. Some shit that would make me suffer. But the more I did it, the more I knew I could do it. About to do 6 miles today, guys. We're almost a mile in. See how fast this goes? So I'm trying to show you guys how running. See, one thing about running is that for the average person, it isn't fun. For most people, it isn't fun. It really tests your fortitude. It really tests your mental capabilities. Because, I mean, the repetition of it, step after step after step. I mean, it can get monotonous real quick. That's why I just talk, because it helps me, it helps my mind process. And so, yeah, running is an interesting exercise because, you know, once you get into it, it becomes like riding a bike. Like when I first started running, I embraced it immediately. So even though it was difficult, and when I first ran, I was 240 pounds. I ran this is before I had any understanding of running and what it would take and all that. I literally put on these heavy, bulky, little Nike trainers I had. I bought them because they looked cool, but you know, when I bought them just to chillin'. I didn't buy them to work out in or nothing. So I threw those joints on, put on a big double X tracksuit, and I went out running. And yo, it was grueling, yo. Man, I'll tell you how I ran like 2 blocks. And not like 2 New York City blocks or something, you know. Like literally like 2 little short blocks. Man, I thought I was about to die. My heart was racing. And you gotta remember. Well, let me take you back. In 2000, what? 2018, I had heart surgery, a 6-hour heart surgery. It was called a cardiac ablation. Over a few years, I had been abusing my body so much that I was putting too much on my heart. It's crazy. I mean, whether it was stress, I was drinking too much, smoking weed, late nights, early mornings. That's when I was doing a lot of advertising work, doing a lot of pitches, a lot of traveling. The Acela, Amtrak, up and down the Eastern Corridor, Boston, New England, Rhode Island, DC, you name it. And that didn't count all the trips to Chicago, Atlanta, West Coast, Bay Area, Palo Alto, San Francisco, you know. I was all over the place, guys. And, you know, then international, you know, to Europe, England, Germany. You know, it was fun. It was fun. But I really didn't get a chance to enjoy it. It's kind of like a blurred out. I remember it all, but I didn't really get a chance to enjoy it. And one of the reasons why I wasn't able to enjoy it, because I had no balance. And when I say balance, I don't mean like everything had to be, 50-50 balance or 33-33-33 balance. I'm not saying that. I had no balance as far as myself and where I fit in it all. Like I was being of service to a lot of people, a lot of companies, a lot of business moves. I was being of service, but I never was being of service to myself. And it's very important that you have that, because if you don't, then you'll lose yourself. Because when you're in 100% service of everyone else, then you'll leave yourself behind. And what you'll start doing is you'll start finding all kinds of coping methods to be able to get through the day. And for me, I just always equated being a hard worker and going the extra mile and staying up late to the wee hours of the morning, being up early for meetings. Like I used to look at that as like my superpower. I'm like, yeah, Reese, because everybody else was doing it pretty much. So I figured this is what you got to do. And over time, man, started to take its toll. It really started to take its toll. It started to take its toll on my body in ways that I didn't foresee. I mean, I used to be active pretty much where I was still playing ball like at least like 3 times a week. I was hooping. At least every other day. Like more like 4 times a week. Like I was just like hooping. To go up to St. Peter's in Jersey City and hoop with the team all the time. And my homeboys from Jersey City. That was like regular. It was nothing. Go in there, get a couple runs in, and that's what kind of kept me sane. It kept me stable. It kept me balanced. Even though I had young kids at home, had a family to provide for. But every night I would go to the gym with the fellas and I would sweat out all that bullshit. Sweat it out. Go in there, throw some elbows, throw some body around, get elbowed, get bodied around. It's one thing I miss about basketball. Basketball can teach you so many lessons about life, but it's a great sport for cardio, agility, man. The problem is, now, I can't play as much, but that's not because I can't, it's by choice. Because, first of all, I'm 53 years old, so, hey, I can go out there and play, but I ain't playing competitively. That don't even make any sense. But I can go out there, shoot some jumpers, you know, stay in the corners, don't play hard defense. You know, just be out there, get my little run in, be with the guys. But, you know, the problem is now, is that basketball is not friendly to an older body, especially one who has miles on it like me. I played a lot of basketball. Lord. So, I can imagine what my odometer reads on my joints when it comes to that. Oh, so I can't play around and mess around and go out to a basketball court. I mean, just jumping up for a rebound or just making one cut, I could lose an ACL or MCL. Crazy? I know like 2 or 3 dudes that have told me that they tore a ligament playing basketball, and all of them were in their 40s. I'm in my 50s, and I got too much to do, too much to live for, too much. Just, I can't be sitting on a bum ankle for 6 months to a year rehabbing. Even though right now it wouldn't be as tough since I'm pretty much in shape, but you know, rehabbing a torn ligament ain't easy for world-class athletes. Just imagine how it'd be for me. So I stay away from basketball. You know, man? But it served me for a large part of my life, so I had to cut back. So when I was thinking about the fastest way and the most convenient way, because you gotta find something that fits into your life as well. But when I was trying to figure out what I could do, I had to take into account it had to be something that my body could endure. See, so again, it makes no sense to start something but then not be able to keep it up. So that's what I did. I said, wait a minute. There's got to be something that I can do consistently. Something that won't break my body down. Something that there's a low risk factor for injury. I mean, you can get injured running, trust me. Runners get injured all the time. But I needed to do something that I could maintain over a long period of time. So I figured running was the easiest thing to do because it's something that I always loved to do. Even though I wasn't doing this type of running, basketball is a lot of running. And I never was one of those players that just kind of relaxed in the corner. Like I was the run around type dude. I played a lot of defense. And I got kind of, that was my joy was like running and being as active as I could be and involved in the game. So I always knew that about myself. I remember playing on a team in junior college and I was checking the other team's leading scorer. And so the coach used to always put me on the other team's best player, their highest scorer. As long as he wasn't like the center or 6'8" or 6'9", as long as he was a guard, let me put it that way, I would check the other team's best, most efficient guard. And my job was to D him up and lock him down. And I did that very well for my basketball career at all levels, high school and in college, which is what kept me on a lot of teams because I never really was the best player. So I had to find other ways to be involved. And we'll talk about that another time, about persevering and finding your role and starring in your role. I always started my role. So I used to play a lot of defense. And so I knew if I started running, it wouldn't be that big of a deal because my cardio's always been good. So here we go. But remember, I'm not the 195, 200-pound version of myself. I'm the 240-pound version. So I'm not sitting here trying to act like this was just some switch I flipped. Like, oh, I'm about to do this now. And it was all good. Man, once I started running, 2 blocks in, I almost fainted. And remember, wait a minute, I'm jumping all over the place, I'm sorry. But let's get back to the heart thing. So, I was running around, pitching, and like I said, I stopped playing basketball for a few years where things were just getting too hectic. It was all out of balance. So, had family stuff to deal with, work, I was just all over the place. So, what did I do? I sacrificed the one thing that kept me, like, it helped me reset. Being with the fellas in the gym. I love being in the gym. I sacrificed that because I thought that's what I was supposed to do. Gotta take care of the fam, and I gotta work and make sure I deliver what I need to deliver to my clients. Okay? That sounds good. Nothing wrong with that. But what I did was I forgot about me. And what it started doing was breaking down my body because now that I didn't have the basketball, which is my social group, now all I had was alcohol and weed because most of the time that's all we did. If we was on a pitch or on a plane, working on the deck, drinking. We get off the plane. We get in the car service, and we go to the hotel. We have a little briefing meeting. You barely have enough time to go to your room and unpack your bag. All you got time to do is get your laptop and meet everybody either at the bar or some common area in the hotel. Conference room, something that they booked, something. So you meet, and then usually that's in the evening, 9, 10 o'clock. And then what are we all doing? We're all trying to get to the hotel bar before the bar closes. So now, because we got to get our drinking in, go down there, get a couple shots of Jack. But then there's still like 2 or 3 hours of work to do to be ready for the morning. See, only in advertising you can do a briefing meeting, go over what's going to happen, and at 9, 10 o'clock at night, those meetings create work. But most meetings create work. But these meetings create work that needs to be delivered first thing in the morning. Advertising is some crazy shit. Like, we will be meeting after traveling to a whole other city in a car for like 30, 40 minutes trying to get to a hotel at the city center or something. It's crazy. And then we'll meet, and then it's like, okay, that meeting would yield like hours of work. It's already 10 o'clock at night. So now I got to go to my hotel room, take a quick shower, so that when I fall asleep, I'll just be asleep after I'm done working. And then I have to go in there and crank out more work. That the people that want the work, I'm not saying that they're not working, but trust me, wasn't nobody up later than me. Because I know they've told me when they see the file and they look at the timestamps. And that's why I would always put the timestamp in the file names. So whoever got the file, they could see that it said 1:59 a.m. They can't have a front on me. But I want them to know. See? Look how long it took me to do that bullshit you suggested at 10 o'clock last night. And I also did that so that they could remember. So when I send that invoice, ain't no questions. You had me working day and night. And you ain't gonna see that part. You only see me when I'm in the office working or I'm in your presence. But see, you ain't see this part. Well, here you go, kid. Because they'll damn sure get those invoices and be like, yo, we didn't expect it could be this much. See, they never expect it to be that much when it's time to pay. But a designer, imagine if we said that when they're asking us to stay up till 2 in the morning designing a pitch deck. Imagine that. Hey, I didn't expect it to be this much. Man, you would be out of there so quick. They wouldn't even have any. They would have no problem getting rid of your ass. And even if they keep you on, they'll never bring you back. Because that to them, that's unprofessional. Oh, told you it was a pitch, Reese. We told you we had to go to Chicago. We told you this, we told you that. No, they didn't tell me, Reese, we're gonna have you up first thing in the morning, and we're gonna have you working all day. Then mid-afternoon, we all gonna jump in a black car, go to Newark Airport, and fly to Chicago. And then once we get to Chicago, we're gonna get off the plane. Well, no, actually, while we're in transit, Reese, I'm gonna need you to put together a couple slides, because I gotta send it to the CEO before the plane takes off. Oh, really? And then when we get to the gate, Reese, on the flight there, I'm gonna need you to put this together for me and put that together. Because when I get there, I'm going to meet the client and I want to show them a few things. Okay, you need that when we land. So now we're talking about a 3-hour flight or whatever to Chicago. And now I'm working on a plane, see? So I was working all day on site. I had to work in the car, in the airport lounge. I had to work on a plane. Then once we get landed, it's like, yo, you got that, Reese? I'll give it to him. And then, okay, so I'm about to go have dinner with the client. Once you get back to the hotel, I need you to start working on this. And because after dinner, I'm gonna want to go over it. I'm like, yo, what about my dinner? When am I gonna eat dinner? See, this stuff never gets accounted for. We'll talk about this at another time where we talk about how you gotta create boundaries in business because people take advantage of you. Now, when I say taking advantage of, I don't mean taking advantage of like, hey, I signed on. I'm not gonna sit here and act like they put a gun to my head. That's not what happened. I signed on and I knew what the rigors of the game were. I knew it. But that's not to say that even though I accepted it, that there weren't people who took advantage of that. There were some good people. I worked with some great people, but there were some people that took advantage of that. And they had no regard for me. That's what I had to learn. Because what I let happen was I let me and everyone else put me last. I wasn't pushing back. I remember a woman I worked with back at City Group in Long Island City. This is like maybe in like 99 or something like that. I remember that commute from Jersey City all the way over to Long Island City. Oh, I had to take the PATH train to World Trade, then from the World Trade, I had to jump on the E or the A or the C, preferably the A, because if you know the New York City subway system, the A, the E, and the C, they run north from World Trade. I mean, and it goes into Brooklyn and south, but we're not talking about that part of the line. When it would get to Lower Manhattan, that train would also then go straight up Manhattan, up 8th Avenue, to 53rd Street. And then when it got to 53rd Street, it would hang a right and go crosstown Manhattan all the way over to Long Island City and beyond. But there was a difference between the trains, the A and the E. Let's concentrate on those. If you've been to New York, the A, the C, the E are the ones that are kind of blue color. They're the blue color circle. So the E goes from Chambers to Canal. I mean, it stops every few blocks. 9th Street, 4th Street, 9th Street. Like, so pretty much the E is the local. It's gonna crawl its way all the way up. Now I'm trying to get to Queens. So I gotta be on this train all the way up Manhattan, uptown, or to Midtown. The A though, the A is an express. It skips stops. So I would always try to get the A train because it would get up there a lot quicker. And they run parallel to each other. And at some stations, if you're on the E, you could jump off, if you time it right, you could jump off the E and you could jump off the E and then get on the A. But you gotta get off the A so that you can get back to the E, and the E is gonna take you to Queens. So I would jump off usually at 42nd Street, get back on the E, and then take the E on over. Yeah, I remember that commute. It was crazy. And it would get so packed. Like, once it got to like 14th Street, man, that joint was packed. I'm talking about like China packed. You know, when they show those videos, how people in China be on the trains, it was like that, yo. I hated it. I hated it so much. I got a car, so I started driving all the way from Jersey City to Queens. Oh, trust me, that wasn't the best idea either. But back then it was easier because it was at least cheaper, because that's when the Holland Tunnel was still only $4. You know how much the Holland Tunnel is now, man? The Holland Tunnel is like $17. Yo, inflation is crazy. So I used to drive over there, but that's another story. Yeah. I done forgot what I was talking about before. I went on a tangent. But I think what I was talking about was how, oh yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. And that's why I brought Citibank up. Because there was a woman there, my boss at the time. Her name was Genevieve Davy. And she was cool. She was always fair. Man, I don't respect many people up in there, but I respect Genevieve because she had great leadership skills. Yeah, and I remember one time I was having a rough go of it, and she pulled me in her office. She's like, "Yo, what's good?" I'm like, "Yo, I'm all right, man. You know how you always act like ain't nothing wrong and shit." I mean, now I know that everybody can see through that shit. But you know, when you in it, you think you fooling everybody. I probably just walk around with the crazy scowl, looking mean. She said, yo, what's good? You alright? Yeah, I'm alright. She said, yo, no, seriously. I'm like, yo, listen, I was doing this for this guy. He's acting like this now. Just all kinds of weird stuff. You know, because I was the kind of guy in the department where I was very much a team player. And I helped out wherever I could. I always was like that. But when you're like that, that means on some level, you're personally and emotionally invested in people. And I used to, you know, once I meet people, I get cool with them, you know, I fuck with them. That's just me. I love people. So it's like if we cool, and once we pass that threshold, to me, it's like we fam now. So whatever you need, I got you. And I'm thinking whatever I need, you got me. And we understand each other at bare minimum. If there's an issue, we come to each other. Yo, what's up, kid? Yo, this ain't work out. What happened? You give people a chance to atone. Because sometimes you might think something and it's not. And then another person, you give them a chance to explain. And that's, you know, they tell you, yo, I wasn't even thinking about that. My bad. Crisis averted. But at least for me, a lot of times, that's kind of how I operated. But most people didn't operate like that. And when it would rear itself, I would be like, yo, what's going on? And it really would throw me off that this person that I looked out for many times is now going behind my back, trying to undermine my character. So I remember Genevieve pulling me into the office. I told her what was going on, something between me and one of the other executives. And she said, you know what, Reese? I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what your problem is? I said, what? She said, you're too accommodating. You're way too accommodating. You gotta learn to say no. People ask you to do stuff, they know you're capable, they know you're resourceful. And you end up saying yes to everything. You gotta learn to say no. Because that's what you're feeling right now. You're feeling betrayed, but yo, stop doing everything for everybody. And then you won't feel so pressured and so upset when maybe you don't hit the target, and then they're like upset that you didn't hit the target. And then you're saying, yo, I was doing you a favor, I was hooking you up. But in their mind, you wasn't hooking them up. Once you say yes, you said yes. So stop saying yes. Tell people no. Protect yourself. And I'm like, yo, she's so right. That was the first time I heard that. I used to feel like I was always accommodating people, but that was the first time I heard it. And I learned that lesson because once I got into advertising, it kind of started off all over again. I was happy to be at the party. Like, you know, a kid from the hood, regular dude from the hood, who didn't come from means. We weren't destitute, but I didn't come from means. Like, you know, it ain't like I got a car for my 16th birthday, or, you know, was living a luxury life, you know, a closet full of Jordans. No, I came from a modest upbringing, you know, hood style. But we had love, we had everything else. I was good. But now I'm in this environment where it's hard to not get imposter syndrome. You know, what am I doing here? What? I'm not good enough for this. These people are gonna find out. They're gonna wake up one day and be like, who's this Reese dude? What is he doing here on the private jet going to the pitch meeting? Why is he here? I used to always feel like, yo, be quiet, do your job, keep your nose straight. And I hate even admitting that, because I was so capable. I brought so much value to my clients, but yet inside, I'm thinking, I'm just lucky to be at the party. Ain't that crazy? A lot of these things I was feeling, I didn't even know what they were. I didn't know what they meant. I started getting more intelligent, reading more books, learning more about people and myself. And I remember the first time I heard the term imposter syndrome, and the person explained it. And I was like, holy shit, that's exactly what I was feeling. So, getting over that was tough. But before you get over it, man, you end up almost getting ran into the ground, because you're always feeling like you're not doing enough. Now, some of these are traits of successful people. Some where you just always know, you always think there's something more that you can do to improve yourself. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about where you start imposing on yourself these unrealistic expectations that other people may not even be thinking. They think it's shit. If I ask Reese to do this, and he say, yeah, okay, alright. I didn't know deep down inside he's having this identity crisis. I don't know that. As long as he say yes, I'm gonna keep bringing it. So, even though there was external pressure, I still had the ability to speak up. So I'm not sitting here blaming other people. I'm taking full accountability. I'm just painting a picture for y'all. But I'm taking full accountability that I had to learn how to have a voice in the room so I could do what? Protect myself from my body and my mind being broke down and getting burnt out. We all hear about that, right? People that get burnt out. What does that mean? Getting burnt out. Oh, look at that, guys. We 50 minutes in. 1 mile left. I hope y'all still with me. Still with me? This is a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day, man. Got our run in. I appreciate y'all hanging with me, listening to me ramble on about my life. There's more chapters to be written, but I just appreciate you guys for taking the time. And I encourage you, don't listen to these videos sitting down. I mean, if you have to, you have to. If you need some motivation. But I'm telling you, I used to be you. So if you are somebody who needs to get more active, get fit, Let's go. Listen to this. Get on the treadmill. Listen to this. Go for a walk. Listen to this. Just put it on in the background. Because I'm not going through nothing, or I haven't gone through anything that you aren't going through. Somebody out there going through it. I don't know who this is going to resonate with, but I'm hoping that somebody can hear this and understand that you can always start rewriting your story, because the road that I was on was about to kill me. The story that I was writing, I would have been dead. Literally. I had 3 heart episodes. 3. They were like a couple years apart. So over like a 6-7 year period, I would have these episodes. But I was drinking way too much coffee just to get through the day because I was lacking sleep. I was drinking energy drinks, Red Bulls. That shit is poison. Don't drink those energy drinks, guys. Shit almost killed me. And then I was chasing that with alcohol, staying out late, smoking weed, rinse and repeat, doing that every day. Basically, and I was doing no exercising, none. So basically, I was killing myself. I remember I had my first episode. Felt like I was having like a stroke or some shit. It was crazy. I woke up in the hospital after they sedated me and shocked my heart back into rhythm. That's when I first found out that I had an irregular heartbeat. Never had one before. Now I have an irregular heartbeat. I was like, damn. They shocked me back into rhythm. It was what they call sinus. When your heart is beating normal, you are in sinus. So they got me back in sinus. And then stayed in the hospital for observation for another day. And I went home. And you know what I did? Went right back to the same bullshit. Like it was a little blip on the radar. I didn't think it was anything. So I went right back to doing the same dumb shit I was doing before. Smoking, drinking, blah, blah, blah. Maybe a year and a half, 2 years later, now I'm gaining more weight. Haven't changed my behaviors. And here we go. Episode number 2. Thought I was gonna die. Heart was racing out of my chest. Yeah, pretty scary stuff, guys. So, went to the hospital. They did the same thing. Shocked me back into sinus. And a couple days of rest. And then boom, here I am. Back into the meat grinder. Advertising, pitch trips, trains, airplanes, conference rooms, hotels, liquor, weed, crazy. Then the third episode came. Now the third episode came. This is when the doctor told me that I might want to think about having this procedure. Because at that point now, they didn't get me back in sinus. So they gave me a whole bunch of pills, beta blockers, blood thinners, all kinds of pills to keep my blood thin, number one, and to regulate my heartbeat. So that I didn't create, or no blood clots were created, and blood clots contribute to blocked arteries, strokes, and all that type of stuff. So Now, I remember going to the cardiologist and him saying, yo, you are my youngest patient. And I noticed that when I walked in, it was all elderly people, man. So I knew I was wilding out. And he told me, he's like, yo, we can do this procedure and possibly fix it. It took me about a year and a half after hearing that information to actually do it. And the trigger was I had started getting used to living with the irregular heartbeat. It started to become normal for me. I was taking the pills every day, but I was still living and doing the same things I was doing previously. I remember one day I was outside in the summer at Berry Lane Park in Jersey City, hooping with my guys. It was in the middle of a heat wave. It's like 90-something degrees. No shade. I'm out there getting in. Heart racing. Still not thinking that at any moment I could just pass out and die. I got done playing. I went home, talked to Sabrina, and she said she saw a lady up the street that we used to live next to, and she told her that her husband passed away. Her husband was Mike Baumgartner. Mike was an awesome dude, and Mike had a heart problem. He and I bonded while we were walking our dogs in the morning time over the heart problems. He told me his situation, I told him mine. He told me how he was managing his. He was on his certain medication, I was on my medication. And Mike was a very in shape dude. Mike was ripped. I used to feel self-conscious around Mike because I was a fat, flabby dude, and Mike looked like an action figure. But Mike had heart problems too. But he was telling me about it. So, hearing his wife say he died at the gym working out, nonetheless. But then I found out that he had stopped taking his medication and he was trying to just work himself and exercise his way to good health. And that might have contributed to his death, him getting off his pill regimen without going to the doctor. Well, at the same time, I'm hearing this information. You know what I had done like a month before that? I stopped taking my medication because I felt like this shit might be causing it. I know how these pharmaceutical companies work. They just want to keep us pumped up with pills. So, without talking to my doctor, I just stopped taking the pills. And I said, I'm just going to live through this and I'm going to figure it out. I heard what happened to Mike, and she says he stopped taking his pills the same way, the same day. Scared the shit out of me. The same day, I called my doctor, set up an appointment. He said, let's go. Let's do the appointment. Write me a script for my medication so I can get back on it. And let's do this. Because now I was petrified that the same thing that happened to Mike was going to happen to me. So, guys, I'm going to pick up on this story some other time. But remember, some takeaways here. Always put yourself first. Put yourself first. Because nobody else is gonna. Don't let people run you in the ground. Always develop your voice and speak it loud about anything that's in your best interest. Fight, fight, fight. Imposter syndrome. You are good enough. You're here for a reason. Don't let yourself tell you anything else. Okay? You are worthy. Wherever you are, trust me, no one's going to have you around if you don't bring value. So, don't kid yourself. If you don't bring any value, you don't help the team, you're not going to be there. So, always remember, you matter, and always put yourself first. and start with fitness. Get up in the morning and suffer. Do something hard so that the rest of the day becomes easy. All right? I'm about to get into this work, this warm down. Oh man, see, this is real time, guys. No frills here. I'm letting y'all know. Woo! How did you feel? How do you feel? Anybody's watching this video that was exercising, how do you feel right now? Don't you feel amazing? It's amazing, isn't it? Man, oh, I feel so good. That was like 640 calories. That's a good way to start. I'm about to get some more once I get to the gym. Oh man. Ooh. It's a good Monday. Come on. You gotta have that Muhammad Ali mentality. I'm the greatest. I'm fast. I'm pretty. And I can't possibly be beat. That's how you gotta believe. Belief is the number one thing you need to have in this world. Gotta have the belief. Because trust me, when I used to look at other guys that looked like they had their shit together, man, I used to look at myself and be like, look at you, man. Come on, bro, what is going on? And it just took, I mean, like, I don't know what would have happened if I didn't hear about my boy. That's why in my mind, I say to myself, my boy Mike passed, but he saved my life. Because I don't know, if I didn't hear that news, I'd probably be gone myself. I'd probably be gone too. Yep, Alba saved my life because I was doing the most. Yep. I think about that a lot. And after I went in, got the surgery, a 6-hour heart surgery, guys, with 2 different surgeons. One surgeon was working on the front of my heart at the top, and the other one came from the bottom to work on the back. It was back to back. So 3 hours for one surgeon, and then the other one went in right after that. Yeah, one of them went in through, and it wasn't as invasive because they went in through my groin with this special new surgical thing, or whatever it was, that was a camera and a surgical tool. And then they went in right here. I think you can see this. They went in right here in the middle. Boom. That's where they went. So I have two entries, and yeah, when I talked to my family, they said, yeah, those 6 hours felt like 6 years. But for me, I was just in la la land. At that point, you're just hoping that the anesthesiologists know what they're doing, you know, to be honest with you. But I remember waking up in the recovery room, had my family around, and I said to myself, this is it. And I am not, yeah, like, I looked at it like this is like a, like, I'm living on house money now, because I'm like, yo, a 6-hour heart surgery, that is not something to blink at. Like, that was real. You know how many people don't make it out of surgery? You know how many people don't make it past the 3 episodes you had previous to that? So I looked at it like, yo, I'm still here. So now I'm gonna do everything I can to be the best version of myself that I can be. Because I don't want to be in this hospital again. I don't want my kids to see me like this. I don't want my family to see me like this. I felt so weak, and I wanted to be strong again, man. Because I remember how it felt to be strong, and I wanted to be strong. And I just said, if God let me out of here, man, if I walk out this hospital, I'm approaching everything different. Like even this is different. You know, now I'm like I'm like an open book now, because I'm like, yo, whatever. I'm not even supposed to be here. So, you know, whatever I do, I'm doing it. I'm just doing it. And I'm embracing life. Because now I know that it's not, you know, it's not automatic, yo. I was almost out of here. So now I'm just living life to the fullest, man. And I'm not letting silly stuff get me all bent out of shape. My temperament is good. My soul is good. My emotional state is good. I don't get upset at certain things no more than I used to get upset at, because it's something about going through a life or death situation where you really start realizing what's important and what's not important. More so what's not important. You can see the dumb shit a mile away now, where you're like, you know, I'm not invested no time in that. None. Yeah. Oh man, that was good, guys. See, I do a little 10-minute cool down so we could just, you know what I mean? Simmer down now. Quiet dog, you know what I mean? That went over your head. Y'all don't know about that most def. Simmer down now. Quiet dog bite hard, my God. Oh man. That was good. See, you gotta take it in. You gotta let it in, let it set in. We just ran for an hour and change. Feeling good. Day just started. And this is gonna be your best day as well. Come on, man. Rock with me. You can do this. You can do it. Hopefully I didn't ramble on too much to you guys today. But hey, I wish I could say I couldn't do it without you, but I've been doing this shit without y'all, because it's all in here. But I enjoy having you with me. Yo, I tell you, what time is it? 9:40. It's not bad. Time to get going. Here it is. Okay. Well, thanks for hanging with me, guys. Hopefully you made it through the whole thing. What did we do? An hour and 2 minutes. And tomorrow, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about tomorrow. A lot of times this is all spontaneous, so I'll figure it out. But I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Have a good day. And remember, you can be the best version of yourself whenever you decide to make your mind up. So let's get up and get it done. Okay? Y'all peace out, man. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. 1.